Jake Asman Show will begin shortly. Thanks to all these great Patreon members who help support the show. Get your super chats ready. Jake will be here in just a moment. If you love the New York Jets, this is the place to be. And now, the Jake Asman Show.
Christopher Mad Dog Russo is all in on the Jets in 2024. He's betting 10 grand on the Jets win total this season. We'll talk about what Mad Dog had to say, plus the latest from Jets training camp. It's the Jake Asman Show on a Football Friday for real. Let's hit it and get it started. Man, our Jets are primed for a historic season. We bleed Jets green each and every day. This is not the same old Jets. We have Aaron freaking Rodgers. We have Garrett Wilson. Let's go. We have Breece Hall. Please subscribe and hit the like button below. Super chat, baby. Cut the line. We have Sauce Gardner. We have Quinnen Williams. The Jets bandwagon is loaded. Now it's time to talk all things New York Jets. It's the Jake Asman Show. Here we go, Jet fans. Welcome in, everybody. Today, it's probably just this show you're watching right now that you will be seeing on the channel. But if you want more of me, especially if you want more Jets talk, I'm hosting tonight on ESPN New York. That's 98.7 FM from 6:30 Eastern until 10 p.m. Eastern time. So right after the Michael K. Show, tune in to 98.7 ESPN New York. You can hear me for 3.5 hours. Nick Faria is going to join me at 9:30 Eastern to recap today's Jet practice. Also, Jet fans, Thomas Jones, former Jet running back, will join me during the show as well, likely in the 7 o'clock hour. So be on the lookout for that. So I'm hosting tonight, which is why you're likely only getting just this one show right now. That said, we got a lot to talk about. We'll update you on the latest from Jets training camp. We will break down the big takeaways through the first two practices of the summer. But we begin with, to me, an absolute hilarious segment from the Dan Patrick Show yesterday. Christopher Mad Dog Russo, my coworker on Mad Dog Sports Radio. By the way, I'll be hosting on Mad Dog Radio next Wednesday night from 10 p.m. to 1 a.m., but I'll promote that early next week. But Russo was a guest on the DP Show, and Dan Patrick asked Mad Dog about how much he bets when he's placing wagers. And somehow, some way, the New York Jets were involved.
What's the most you've ever bet on a sporting event?
Well, here's one I'll tell you. When I bet NBA, NFL, I'll give you NFL. Let's say I'm going to bet the Jets, by the way. They're 9.5 over under. Rodgers, they're due for some good luck.
You're all Rodgers in on the Jets?
Yeah, I'm going to bet the over.
Okay.
I'm going to bet them to win 10 games, 10-7.
Okay.
Rodgers, healthy. I'm going to do that.
Okay.
I'll go to Vegas to do it. It's a 6-month bet. What do you think is a reasonable amount for me to bet? And I'll tell you what my bet is. You take a pick. You take a guess at it. What do you think a reasonable amount is?
You've been called cheap, so not by me. I think Mike Francesa said that.
Yeah, he did.
I'm gonna
dust in my wallet.
I'm gonna say 2,500.
10,000.
Okay. All right, you got my attention.
It's a 5-month bet.
I mean, that's a day's pay at first take.
Yep. If I can look at it that way. That's a day's pay for you doing this show too, my friend.
Oh yeah.
I mean, let's not cry poorhouse, Dan Patrick.
We're all doing well.
There you go.
We're all
so
doing
I'll do
well.
that.
Okay.
So I'll do that.
10 grand.
I'll do that. I'll go to Vegas and I'll get the bets in, and it keeps me into it for 4 or 5 months. That's the bottom line.
Okay. Maybe I'll take 5 grand of that and take the under.
You want to go the other way on the Jets?
They're the Jets. They're the Jets.
I know. I know. I tell you, there's a lot of teams I like. Did you see the Atlanta schedule? The Falcons?
No.
Oh my God, it's easy.
I got other things to do than look at the Falcons' schedule.
I understand.
Now, where do we start? One, it's the most Mad Dog Russo thing ever to be like, did you see the Atlanta Falcons schedule? As if anybody in America besides Falcons fans cares about the Atlanta Falcons schedule. But two, before I get to what Russo said, I think what Dan Patrick said is how most people nationally still view the Jets. It's the Jets. They're always going to be bad. Right? That was basically Dan Patrick's response to Russo telling you he likes the Jets win total over. Like, the Jets can't actually be good, and the reasoning is because they're the Jets. And that, to me, is such lazy analysis because by that logic, the Knicks could never be good either. And now they're a championship contender. The Cubs would never win the World Series by that logic. So it can't just be, well, they're the Jets, so they're not going to be good. That's the first thing. The second thing is, as Russo is talking about placing 10K on the Jets win total over of 9.5, didn't it remind you of this iconic clip from the movie King of Staten Island?
The Jets are going to come back. No, they're not. They're never going to come back. They're never going to come back.
When the Bill Burr character bets on the Jets. That's what I was thinking. But here's the thing. Other than saying they're the Jets, why can't this team go over their win total? Right? First off, Mad Dog is saying they're going to go 10-7. They should be better than 10-7. I'm not going to complain if they went 10-7 and they were a playoff team and all that, went on a run, right? Beggars can't be choosers when you haven't been to the playoffs since the 2010 season. But this team is better talent-wise than just a 10-win team. Now, obviously, injuries factor in, right? If Rodgers misses a lot of time, maybe 10-7 would be the best they could do. We don't know. But I don't think 10-7 is that outrageous, people. I think that's the low end of what the Jets should be this year as a team. They won 7 the last 2 years with, objectively speaking, historically bad quarterback play. And when people hear that, they don't realize how bad it truly was, which is why I show you this chart and remind all you how bad Zach Wilson, historically speaking, is. He's the worst quarterback in football over the last decade by a wide margin. You can't even see Zach Wilson on this chart when I put up the fact that Mad Dog's betting 10K on the Jets to win more than 9 games. So they've won 7 the last 2 years with that. Why wouldn't I expect Aaron Rodgers and Tyrod Taylor collectively to be able to win this team 3 more games than they did last year? So I like what Mad Dog is saying. I really do. I believe that this Jets team is certainly capable of going out there and being at least 10-7. I think 10-7 should be the floor. The schedule is not brutal. There's some difficult travel scenarios for the Jets, like 3 games in 11 days to start. But 2 of the games are against Will Levis and either a rookie quarterback in Drake May or a career journeyman backup in Jacoby Brissett, who, yes, has played well against the Jets, but the Patriots roster stinks. They're not good. The Jets need to dog walk them. So other than they're the Jets, why wouldn't the expectation be for this team that has won 7 the last 2 years with no quarterback to now, in theory, getting above average quarterback play? Why wouldn't they win at least 10? So I think it's a great bet. And while I don't have the funds to put 10K on the Jets like Mad Dog does, I, back on the date of March or May 29th, I did place a hefty wager on the Jets win total over of 9.5 as well. So I am right there with Mad Dog Russo. I got my bet locked in here. All right. I don't think it's crazy at all. But Dan Patrick's answer there, you're all in on the Jets? It's the Jets. Like, if that's all we could say, it's the Jets, and, oh, well, the Jets are always going to be bad, then that's not really being an analyst. That's just saying, they're bad, so they're always going to be bad. And that's not how it works. That is not how it works. And I'm not sitting here telling you that the Jets can't still have a bad season. We saw what happened last year 4 plays in. But if we, and I hate to use the word assume because it, makes an Asman out of you and me. But if we assume there's conventional injuries to this team, meaning that if Rodgers does get hurt, it's not season ending. It's say he misses 3 games. They're not screwed with Tyrod Taylor for 3 games. They could go 2-1. Like, look at last year's team, how many games they win had they just had average quarterback play. I think Tyrod Taylor is average. I think Aaron Rodgers is above average. I think he's going to be really good, too. Not that I needed these first 2 days of training camp to confirm that, but this guy has a chip on his shoulder. He is locked in. He has never played with a defense this good. He has a legit superstar receiver in Garrett, a legit superstar running back in Brees. He's got an above-average tight end room. He's got an above-average offensive line. I'm expecting a big year from Aaron Rodgers. Mad Dog is as well, which is why I'm surprised he's only having them at 10-7. I think if you get a big year from Rodgers with this defense, this team is at least an 11 or 12-win team from a talent perspective. And also, sometimes in the NFL, it's about who you play. And I'd like to remind my fellow Jet fans that this year you don't play the Philadelphia Eagles or the Dallas Cowboys. This year you don't play the Kansas City Chiefs or the Baltimore Ravens or the Cincinnati Bengals. The toughest team the Jets play is week 1 against the Niners. After that, maybe at home against Houston, maybe in Buffalo, or in Miami in December, which is not exactly a tough place to play in that month, especially in that stadium with the way Jet fans will travel for that one. So last year, they had a gauntlet of a schedule. That's not the case this time around. And look, you never truly know about a schedule until you actually see it play out. We could think a team is going to be bad. Turns out they're really good, and that game's more difficult. It happens all the time. But just from a quarterback they're going to face perspective, if I tell you Aaron Rodgers is out there, how many games do the Jets play where they don't have the quarterback advantage? And you could talk about Robert Saleh. You could talk about this team having this player that at the end of the day, typically the team with the best quarterback wins the game in today's NFL. Now more so than ever. And sure, there'll be a game where the Jets lose where they have the better quarterback. That's life. We've seen the Jets win games with Zach Wilson, right? Zach Wilson's team beat Aaron Rodgers' team 2 years ago at Lambeau. So it happens. Zach Wilson's team beat Jalen Hurts' team last year at MetLife. Zach Wilson's team, I was there, beat Josh Allen's team week 1 at MetLife last year. So it happens. But more times than not, better quarterback wins the game. And I think it's fair to say the Jets have decidedly the better quarterback in most of their games on the schedule. You want to say week 1, it's somewhat even with Rodgers coming off injury. You want to say Purdy gets credit for leading his team to the Super Bowl last year. Fine. We'll call it a wash for week 1 or Purdy slightly better if you want to go that far. I'll be conservative. But week 2, advantage Jets. Week 3, advantage Jets. Week 4, advantage Jets. Week 5, advantage Jets. You want to give it to the Bills slightly? Okay, in week 6. But last I checked, Josh Allen ain't great against this Jets defense. Week 7, advantage Jets. Week 8, advantage Jets. Week 9, are we sure C.J. Stroud is just the best quarterback in football already? You want to give it to the Texans? Fine. Okay, that's 2 games where we will say the Jets don't have the quarterback advantage. But it's not lopsided. It's not Zach Wilson versus C.J. Stroud. It's Aaron Rodgers. Rodgers versus Kyler Murray, advantage Jets in week 10. Rodgers versus a second-year quarterback who barely played last year, and Anthony Richardson. In theory, that's advantage Jets. Rodgers versus the bye week, advantage Jets. Rodgers versus Geno Smith, advantage Jets. Rodgers versus Tua, advantage Jets. Rodgers versus Trevor Lawrence, I don't know. I don't think I'm biased. Advantage Jets. Rodgers versus Stafford, I would probably take Rodgers, but it's close. But Jets are home. I'll say advantage Jets. Rodgers versus Allen. You want to give them the advantage in Buffalo? Fine. But you do this exercise here. If Aaron's healthy, they don't play Mahomes. They don't play Burrow. They don't play Lamar. the Jets have an advantage at quarterback in most of the games this year. So why wouldn't I sit here as a Jet fan and think if Aaron's out there, this team can't win more than 10 games and go over their win total? Honestly, I don't want to be selfish, but 10-7, I think, like, that's the minimum I'm expecting from this team. This team's better talent-wise than 10-7. And you're not going to always have this great of talent for that much longer. You're not going to be able to pay all these guys. That's what happens. You got all these guys on their rookie deals. Take advantage of the window. You know, eventually you're gonna be able to keep Sauce and Garrett and those guys, but eventually you're gonna lose DJ Reed in free agency, Haason Reddick in free agency. And that's where the guys that you drafted have to come in and play well. But for at least another year, you have this core before you have to start paying guys. But I don't think Mad Dog's crazy at all. And once again, Dan Patrick, who I used to intern for at the Olympics, shout out to Team USA. Good luck in the Olympics tonight. I used to get Dan Patrick his sushi, and he thought my name was Dan and never learned my name was Jake, but that's a story for another day. His only answer is, well, they're the Jets. Well, like, that's not analysis. Chris Canty, the same thing, but we know Chris Canty has a hard-on for hating Aaron Rodgers, so it's different. But, like, it's the Jets. Well, it's like, okay, yeah, the Jets don't have this rich history of winning in recent years. We understand that. But neither did the Chiefs before Patrick Mahomes showed up. Right? If we were going to play that game, the Lions never would have done what they did last year. Why was everyone in love with the Lions and picking the Lions? But this year, not people are just like, it's the Jets. The Lions have been worse than the Jets in their history. Same thing with the Browns. It's the Browns. They can't ever be good. Well, you know what? They were. Made the playoffs with Baker Mayfield, won a playoff game last year, had this crazy year with all the injuries. Stefanski got that team to the playoffs. Like, just because you have a history of losing does not mean that means going into this year you're going to be a loser. And New York sports fans, we lived it with the Knicks. It's the Knicks. They're never going to get a star. They're never going to get it right. Never going to have a good coach. Never going to have good management. I would argue the Knicks are the most well-run team in the city right now. So things change. So the logic, it's the Jets. I just think that's horsebleed, personally. I'll talk more about this on ESPN New York tonight. The logic can't be, it's the Jets. Please. I'm with you, Mad Dog. Although I'll say this, 10-7, the Jets should be better than that. I won't poo-poo a 10-win season. We haven't had many of them. But from a talent perspective, if they only win 10 games, something had gone wrong from an injury perspective. That's how I would look at it. But look, you go 10-7 and you go all the way to the Super Bowl, like, no one's going to care. That's what Joe Burrow and the Bengals did a couple of years ago. Get in and give yourself a chance. That's the first goal. But 10-7, I don't know if that's enough to win the AFC East, and that's my goal for the regular season. However they do it, win the damn division. In the parking lot in January, I want to be tailgating at L5 with the Asmaniacs before a Jet playoff game. That's the goal for the regular season. Get in, and then it's matchup based, and you feel like you got a quarterback with this defense that will give you a chance. Reminder, the only time Aaron Rodgers has ever had a top 5 defense statistically, he won his only championship. The prerequisite is to have a franchise quarterback where you can't win. But then it takes a team. And reminder, Aaron Rodgers is still that guy. Ball didn't hit the ground once yesterday at training camp. It was electric, everyone was saying. I'll be there tomorrow, Jet fans. I will be there tomorrow. Can't wait. But Rodgers is still that dude. And he doesn't need to be MVP Rodgers for this team to be really good. But if he's top 10, which I think is realistic, this team should win more than 10 games. Not only will they exceed their 9.5 win total over, they should be closer to a 12-win team than a 10-win team. That's how I look at it. And just a reminder, we're going to see this a lot. If God willing, knocking on all the wood I could find, Aaron and Garrett stay healthy.
High formation, Carter the I-back. Rodgers under center, drops back. Lobs one, front left pylon. It is caught, Garrett Wilson. It's a Jet touchdown. Aaron Rodgers slips a magical throw to Garrett Wilson. and the Jets are on the board.
Yeah, baby. All right, couple programming announcements before we get to your super chats and we open up the GustBuster hotline. Reminder, the Jake Asman merch store is open. Visit jakeasman.com and purchase your merch today. Also, a reminder to RSVP to our first ever training camp meetup. Wednesday, August 7th, East Hanover, New Jersey. We will be at Don Jose Mexican Restaurant. Spots are limited due to the size of the venue. So come on down, enjoy some beers, some great food. It's BYOB, so bring your cocktail of choice. We'll have some beers for you there as well. And come hang out with Richie from Jets Media and myself from 7 to 10. East Hanover, Don Jose Mexican Restaurant. It's just 15 minutes from the Jets practice facility in Florham Park. So you have asked for a Jersey meetup. I have heard your demands, and we're giving you a Jersey meetup. Shout out to Don Jose Mexican Restaurant in East Hanover for hosting us on August 7th. RSVP with the link in the description if you're coming. And then, of course, the granddaddy of them all, they're calling it, the T-Squared Social Asmaniac Watch Party for the Jets-Panthers game on August 17th. It's free to join. Make sure you RSVP. The party starts at 6:30. T-Squared's located in Midtown, next to Bryant Park, next to Grand Central Station. You can take the train in from Connecticut, Long Island, Westchester, Jersey. If you live in the city, it's easy to get to. Come hang out and enjoy a night of giveaways, drink specials, food specials. They have a golf simulator. They have a bowling alley. They have darts, pool, ping pong. The Jet game will be on all the TVs with the sound on. It's going to be wild. Wear your Asmaniac gear and join us at T-Squared Social for the first Asmaniac Watch Party. All right. Now that we got that out of the way, the GustBuster Umbrella Hotline is open. And joining us first is someone who, unfortunately, I found out late last night was in the hospital. But the good news is he's back home where he belongs. Ladies and gentlemen, Bobby Midnight.
Oh, you know I like the Yankees and the Jets. Can't believe Jake and Roger met. I'm more than just a hat on Bobby.
Thank you, Jake. How you doing? Hi, everybody. I was stupid. I wasn't taking my medicines. That's what screwed me up. So I'm being honest to everybody. So I got sad news. I don't think I'll be able to come down August 17th. I'm very sad. But I'm going to work to get to the games, 2 games, okay?
That's more important, Bobby. Your health is your wealth. You have to take your medicine.
Yeah, I know. I've been doing this on and off my whole stupid life. I'm an idiot sometimes. Got to kick me in the ass. I got a nice call from VR. We talked. It was nice.
All right. Well, I'm glad you told me off air you're on antibiotics, right? So please take care of yourself, Bobby.
Yes, definitely I am, because that's why I'm working for the football games. Yeah. August 17th, I think I can't. I don't think I'll be able to. I want to go, but I don't think I'll be able to go.
Well, Bobby, I'll tell you what. Don't worry about missing a preseason watch party. Get healthy so you could go to games that actually matter.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I just wanted to be honest with everybody. I had calls from Mr. Bonesy, VR, and Nate. That was good. And Nick.
Mm-hmm.
All 4 of them. Yeah. Yep,
Did you spend the night in the hospital?
Yeah, my brother picked me up at 6 o'clock in the morning.
And you feel a lot better already, it sounds like.
Yeah, they said they didn't see any. I have a problem called what is that? Cellulitis. That's what I have. That's why they have to wrap it up. So,
well,
once I get that down, VR told me what to do. Nick told me what to do. I'm only doing 1 show a day from now on, because I'm not doing in the chair all day. I have to elevate my legs. So.
Yeah, you got to move around, man.
And walk around. Yes, walk around. More
important. You can't sit in a chair for 12 hours.
Can't get my fat ass. I can't get my fat butt off the chair.
You could say ass.
Ass. Okay.
Yeah.
And okay. I'm just. Oh, okay. Yeah. We. Yeah. Okay. Well. No. Okay. Anybody in back? I'll go. Okay.
Oh, plenty of people are in back, but we needed to hear from you first.
Yeah. I just wanted to tell everybody. I'm honest with everybody.
Yes.
So yeah. It's just
all right.
Telling me I'm stupid. I gotta get myself in the ass.
All right. Well, promise everyone watching, all the Asmaniacs, that you're going to take your medicine and you're going to exercise more.
Yeah, exercise more, definitely.
All right.
Okay. We'll see you soon.
All right. We'll see you later.
Okay, bye.
See you later.
I'll be in the background. Can I
What?
be in the background?
You haven't left. Why is it on me to kick you out?
Well, okay, I'll go. I'm
No,
sorry.
it's okay. I'll do it.
Well, you know
Oh,
that
well,
Al's
I
a lion
think I
crap of crap. You should check out my new hat. The Jets are freaking awesome. Bobby.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bobby Midnight. Please stay healthy, Bobby. Take your meds. They're there for a reason. Gator with a super chat. This is a rarity from Gator McCluskey. Love you, Bobby.
Bang! Bang!
Good to see you back in the office. Stay well, pal. Yeah, Bobby. All right. We need you to take your meds, man. Bob from Vermont, take your meds.
Hi, everybody. This is Bob from Vermont. I am Bob, of course.
Is it true, Bobby, at the hospital they asked if you were Bob from Vermont? And did you say, I am Bob? These are the things I wonder. Michael with a super chat. He cuts the line. Fans 100% deserve a home playoff game. We deserve a lot more than that, Michael, but a home playoff game would be a good start. 100%. Dre checks in with a super chat. He cuts the line. If the Jets win 10-7, I'd be extremely disappointed. I really want scorched earth Aaron Rodgers. If we go 14-3, maybe 15-2, number one seed, home field advantage. Look, 10-7 making the playoffs. I can't see I can't go as far and say I'd be extremely disappointed. I'd have to see how they got to the 10, right? Maybe there was an injury to Aaron. He came back late and they went on a run. Like, we don't know. Context, I think, matters when you talk about just like what a record is. But let's say Rodgers is healthy and they're only a 10-win team. Like, do they suffer injuries elsewhere? Is the coaching on this team as big of a problem as some think it is? Like, because this to me is more than just a 10-win team. Based on the talent and specifically as we went through the schedule, right? I think I was pretty fair in my breakdown on quarterback advantages the Jets have in these matchups here. I think the Jets have a clear-cut quarterback advantage in 13 of their 17 games, if I'm being fair. You could argue 14. You could argue more if you really think Rodgers is going to be that good. That if you had that type of advantage with this defense, that to me is at least an 11 or 12 win team. That's how I look at it. So that's my perspective on it. But I can't say I'd be extremely disappointed with 10-7 unless it's 10-7 and then they miss the playoffs somehow. That would suck. Ladies and gentlemen, Jets X Factor was the first to become a channel member today. How about that? How about that? Bob Sabo. We are seeking more members. Hit the join button and be a part of it. More of your calls right now on our GustBuster umbrella hotline. Kyle Clifton is next up. Kyle, what's going on?
Self-care is good advice from Bobby for all your listeners, I think. As far as the over-under goes, 9.5, I love it. I usually like to wait a little bit longer before into the preseason before I put my over-unders in. We see, even in the last few days, over the last few weeks, some teams are already getting decimated by injuries. The Vikings, the Rams, in the secondary, notably. But I like you, Jake, I don't see how they're not an 11 or 12 win team. To me, that's the minimum expectation for this team. And then, at some point, that's definitely worth a few hundred in my estimation. At some point, I'll pick out a few other teams that I like, and maybe I'll share it on the stream. But this is something where we have to agree. 11 or 12, we don't get there. There's a problem, and it's probably coaching or devastating injuries.
Well, I mean, I don't know if you're going to go break down the Atlanta Falcons schedule, but according to Mad Dog, it's easy. But I'm with you, Kyle. Like, to me,
I think they're going to win the division, actually.
The Falcons or the Jets?
The Falcons, both of them, actually.
Yeah, Atlanta's not a bad pick because to me they were similar. They were like the NFC Jets last year. Like, they had the roster, just were missing the quarterback, and Cousins should at least be league average, if not better. But from a Jet perspective, like, maybe if they had last year's schedule, I think 10-7 would make more sense, but they don't. And this team is better. And I just feel very confident that we're going to see very good quarterback play from Rodgers. Maybe not MVP level play, but very good and at times great. And that should be enough with this defense to win at least 10 games, like at the bare minimum.
Yep. 100%. Thanks for your time, Jake.
Kyle, make sure you run through that brick wall. All right. Because I'm going to fire you up. Ladies and gentlemen, Here's how I will fire him up.
I formation, Carter the eye back. Rodgers under center, drops back. Lobs one, front left pylon. It is caught, Garrett Wilson. It's a Jet touchdown. Aaron Rodgers slips a magical throw to Garrett Wilson, and the Jets are on the board.
Some news from Jets camp. Breaking news. Left tackle Tyron Smith. Looks like it's a rest day. Part of the maintenance plan for Tyron. So Olu Fashanu will likely get the first team reps at left tackle today. Tyron's on the bike, which you knew would be the case. It's why I said, oh, but Jake, Olu's never going to play. No, he's going to get a lot of chances to play in practice. He's going to get a lot of chances to probably play most of the preseason games. So God forbid Tyron Smith doesn't make it through a full year, which is likely because he doesn't play every game. You're going to need Olu to be ready. So Saleh doesn't speak till after practice now. The Jets have changed his media schedule for this year, it appears. So I'm sure Saleh will confirm it's a veteran rest day, but no one's surprised. Olu getting some work during individual drills right now. Love it. I mean, these are valuable reps for Olu. Very valuable reps. Comments, questions, super chats. We'll cut the line. We added one member. If we could somehow get 27 during the show, we will have enough, it appears, for a brand new emoji, or as Keith Best would like to say, an Edgemo. Here for the memes with a super chat. Thoughts on the Mr. Hughes report? Why are we calling Connor Hughes Mr. Hughes? He's not my dad. Haason wants 28 to 30 million. I'm sure he does. I want to date Margot Robbie. Guess what? You can't always get what you want. He's not getting 28 to 30 million. The Jets will laugh in his face. They're going to play hardball with him because they have his rights. I think the Jets will come to a solution and say, hey, Khalil Mack's playing for 19 million last year. We'll get you around there. We'll give you $3 million raise, another $2 million or $3 million in incentives. We'll get you in that vicinity. Take it or leave it. And he'll take it because he has no other option. That's how I think it plays out. Indy Jet says, Jake, does Rodgers not look good in practice? He makes it look easy, unlike what we've had. Does Rodgers not look good in practice? He looks great in practice. He's Aaron Rodgers. But Jake, he missed 2 days of minicamp. Ah! Losers. All these people, such losers. Oh, I can't stand them. But remember, guys, 36 snaps without full pads on, he missed. Michael with a super chat. Over under Olu starts 4.5. If I was betting, I probably would say over, which is why I'm thrilled they took him. Thrilled. Tom Ace writes in, as Michael Jordan once said, the ceiling is the roof. Tom Ace also wrote in, Robbie Sabo was dying for access to the Edgemos. That is correct. Who else wants some Edgemos? We need more channel members to add another one. Nate, parentheses Nate, is next up on our show today. Nate, good morning.
What's up, Jake? Can you hear me?
Oh, we hear you.
Beautiful. Yeah, practice yesterday was amazing. I recommend, I know you were at the Bills game last year. I recommend to anyone that was at that Bills game, the relief I have of watching Rodgers finally throw in a Jets uniform and throw for touchdowns and make checks at the line of scrimmage every play was phenomenal. It was an amazing feeling. I feel like I got a monkey off my back for just watching him complete those passes and do his thing in Jets uniform. And you and I were in the same era. We've never seen a Jets quarterback. It's just amazing. The biggest take that I saw yesterday, or was just an obvious standout, was the offensive line. I've never been to training camp, but I assumed that the defensive line was half trying. And then I saw Connor Hughes tweet afterwards that based on personnel guys he talked to over the years and coaches and whatnot, that the defensive line really has an advantage in these summer shorts like practices when there's not physicality. So to see the defense have some of an advantage and the offensive line, like it looked the same as 7-on-7s. They did a couple 7-on-7s, and then the offensive line and defensive line came out, and Rodgers just sat back there with ample time. Like the only time he threw on the run to Brees on the sideline, that pass that was on all over Instagram, was when it was 7-on-7s that play, and he just went moment like it was just a play clock that he decided to roll out. So I'm stoked for the offensive line. I think Brees also said afterwards, not a direct quote, but he was like, I'm really blessed this year, and I can tell with this offensive line what I'm going to have in front of me. So I'm like, I'm excited for Rodgers, but if this offensive line performs well, like Jake, we grew up with Mark Sanchez, and who has the most road wins, and like anything is possible if the offensive line performs at an elite level, and if they mesh like they can, like the sky's the limit with this offense. So like just as high as the defense. I would not be surprised if the Jets had a better offense. All right, I would be surprised, but I wouldn't put it past anyone if the Jets have a better offense or just as good of offense. You know, a top 5, top 10 offense. Same with the defense this year.
Yeah.
What the line can do.
Look, in theory, the O-line should be a strength, not a weakness, which is something we have not been able to say since 2015, probably. Like, and that's something that I don't think a lot of people take into account when they evaluate the Jets. It's like, not only did they win 7 games with the worst quarterback play in football last year, they won 7 games with also the most decimated offensive line in football last year. So if they're just somewhat healthy, right? Tyron could play 13 games like he did last year. Olu's adequate filling in. AVT is out there like he was his rookie year at his natural position now. Morgan Moses has been an Iron Man. John Simpson's an Iron Man. Like, Tippmann's really solid. Like, as long as the line is average, Rodgers should be able to feast with it. If it's above average with Brees, yeah, that's why I'm so bullish on this team. And to your point on the O-line, that was the first thing I noticed on that long play to Garrett Wilson in the first play of teams. Like, I'll pull it up for you right here. Screen share. Like, watch the pocket here, people. And I get it. You know, it's training camp. They're not going full pads yet. But, like, look at this pocket, man. Like, when was the last time a Jet quarterback had this much time? And that was the big thing that some of the beat guys have talked about, through the first 2 days. That, like, last year it felt like Rodgers was always, like, running for his life at practice, and you could see that they were having line issues. We saw it in Hard Knocks, too, during the Panthers during practice.
Yep.
Like, this year, like, this is great. Look at that. Like, Tyron Smith is so good on this play, he completely stonewalls Jermaine Johnson out of the shot. You can't even see it here. That's how wide Tyron Smith was able to pull Jermaine. I mean, it's exciting, man. The O-line should be a strength, which I'm excited.
Yeah, it was really the theme on every single play. I recorded almost every play, and then looking back on my phone, it was like, this guy's 77 can hold people for 4 or 5 seconds, like 1,000, 2 1,000, 3, and nobody looked like he was toying with kids. But and as you alluded to, Jake, like, we have such a dominant offensive line. But come January football, February football, when you break down these games and you're going to playoff matchups, we're always looking at the offensive line. It's always who's banged up on the offensive line. This team's got a stronger offensive line. They'll be able to possess the ball and kind of manage the clock. If it comes down to playoff football, we can have a strong offensive line and a strong defense. Like, we all know that's what wins. That's what wins in cold weather, January, February football. I'm fired up, and while it's 95 degrees outside.
Nate, God bless. Great call. Nate, parentheses, Nate. Shout out to Dave. He says, hey, Jake, I just ordered the beer mug the other day. Let's go. Thank you, Dave. Let's get Dave a membership, man. Someone's got to make it rain here. All right, this is the only show we have today. Let's see. Arizona Jet with a super chat. How about this? He's been an Asmaniac for 11 months. It's going to be awesome when all the people who hate Rodgers, he wins 13 games this year, makes a deep playoff run with Gibson, Brownlee, and Ruckert. Gibson, by the way, I think he hurt his ankle yesterday. Doesn't appear like he's practicing today, so hopefully it's not that serious. He limped off the field yesterday, Xavier Gibson. So hopefully it's precautionary. If not, get Devontae Adams on the line. Jersey Jets with a super chat. Bobby, take your meds or lose your nomination. Yeah, you can't be president of the Asmaniacs, Bobby, if you're no longer with us. All right? Take your meds. We need you healthy. Chris says, I'm putting a minimum of 14 wins if Aaron and the O-line's healthy. 14 would be insane because the Jets have only won 12 in their history once. Sign me up. Clancy says 10 wins would not be great. 11's the minimum. I believe 13-4. 13-4 would be orgasmic. All right. No other way to describe it. Folks, I'm seeing something on hold right now that I am truly not expecting, but I am excited. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Vman time.
It's time for another V-Man call. Hopefully he's not on the toilet.
Hey, Jake, how you doing?
V-Man, the mustache. Yes.
I've always had a mustache.
It looks extra mustachy today.
Extra mustache?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I'm just exhausted because I had a hell of a day yesterday.
Did you? Let's hear about it.
Yeah, so we're driving up to the Bronx to check on my grandparents' house, do some maintenance, and the car dies on the freeway. We were stuck for 5 hours because Mom calls insurance to get a pickup truck, but apparently the pickup truck can't come up on the highway, and they didn't tell her that when she called for it. So then we had to call a regular tow truck that could pick us up on the highway, and that cost an arm and a leg. And that looks like we're going car hunting. So before we begin talking about the Jets, does anybody in the New York metropolitan area have a reliable used car, quality used car that they're looking to get off their hands? Just asking.
Well, I guess we'll find out. V-Man, also, this is a new camera angle for you. Is it a new camera, or did you reposition your current camera?
I just repositioned my phone, that's all.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, I actually saw you had your American flag hat on for Team USA in the Olympics, so I had to rep for obvious reasons.
So are you not rooting for the US in the Olympics?
I'm Puerto Rican. It would be sacrilegious. I mean, I have
What do you mean? You live in the United States of America. You were born in this country, correct?
Yeah, but my family is from Puerto Rico, so I root for my family's always rooted for Puerto
You
Rico.
can't root for both?
No.
What do you mean?
It's like
you wouldn't root for the US.
Right now, look, I'm rooting for the Puerto Rico in the Olympics right now.
Okay, but what if the US is in an event and Puerto Rico's not? Who are you rooting for?
I guess, yeah, okay. I guess if the Puerto Ricans don't have a dog in the fight, then okay.
Are you a communist, V-Man?
No.
Well, it kind of sounds like you are if you're not rooting for the United States.
I said that, if the Puerto Ricans don't have a dog in the fight, then sure, I'll root for the U.S.
Okay, Team USA is in the gold medal basketball game. Puerto Rico's already been eliminated. Who are you rooting for? They're playing Germany.
Fine, I'll root for the U.S.
What do you mean fine? You're acting like it's a chore to root for the country you were born in. You've been to Puerto Rico once.
Yeah, but I have family that I talk with them a lot. All right, can we just get back to football?
We cannot. We need to focus in on the fact you might be a communist.
I'm not a communist.
Do you want tickets to the Jets scrimmage against the commies on August 8th?
Like, I don't get where this is. Look, I mean, like I said, it's like, look, I don't want to get into this issue because it is a complicated issue between the U.S. relationship between the U.S. and Puerto Rico. I don't want this is a place for football.
It's a U.S. territory.
Like I said, there's a complicated and bloody, violent relationship that we don't need to get into here.
I'm going to need you to say, I love America right now.
I love the United States. There you go.
Give me the pledge. Let's do a little pledge and we'll get back to football.
All right. Fine.
All right. Come on. Give it to us.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to this republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Happy now?
Very happy. I just wanted to make sure you weren't a commie, man. This is very serious allegations.
No, it's like, look, I'm an American, but as an American, you have to acknowledge, flaws. You have to acknowledge every country has their flaws.
Correct, but you're sounding like a communist before, so we had to clarify.
All right, so let's get back to football. Honestly, with the Jets, I'm just excited. Like, I'm glad training camp's starting. I'm looking forward to it, and I agree with taking the over on the Jets. Look, you laid it out perfectly. The schedule isn't that tough. The quarterbacks we're facing aren't that tough. This team should be in double-digit wins relatively easily. And anyone arguing otherwise is just crazy. I think it's crazy, and it's like you're crazy or you're just a hater.
I agree.
Yeah, I mean, it's just ridiculous. I mean, it's some of the most ridiculous, mind-numbingly dumb takes I've ever seen. Like, when you look at the takes against the Jets, they're
like
not
your U.S. take about the Olympics.
I'm not getting into this.
Does my hat offend you?
No, but Dick, maybe I should just buy you this book. I'll send you a copy, okay? And you'll be you're not going to be pleased after finishing it.
How do you know I'm going to read it? Got you there, huh?
Yeah, you did. Yeah, but believe me, anybody, you can't read this book and not come away disgusted.
All right. Well, V-Man, thank you for the time. And then before we wrap, all right, give me a USA chant. USA, USA, USA.
Sorry. USA, US. Sorry, I said I'm exhausted. I was stuck in a car for 5 hours.
All right. We'll work on trying to get you a used vehicle, all right?
Thanks.
You got it.
That's the end of this Vman call. Time for him to get back to pooping.
That was tough. Pittsburgh Mike writes in, which flag did Aaron Rodgers run onto the field with again? Remind me. The one on my hat. USA. USA. I mean, V-Man, give me a break. Here for the memes writes in, what's V-Man's win total? Medals for Puerto Rico or the Jets? V-Man, how many wins for the Jets? 13? Did he say it during the call? I forget. I was too focused on him possibly being an alleged communist. Chef Kevin says that's worse than Allen's Jet chant. I won't lie. V-Man's USA chant was Allen level bad. That was tough. Tom A says history is always written by the winners. That is true. J Quest said, V-Man, you could root for both USA and Italy since I lived in Italy when I was young. You could root for both. So J Quest is saying he roots for both USA and Italy. I got you. All right. That was an interesting phone call here. Tyrone with a super chat. He cuts the line. Go, Aaron. Go, Jets. Shut him up. Excited. I'm excited as well. Ricky says 13-4 is the number, that and the division. Ricky, inject that into my veins. God bless America. God bless your Wi-Fi. Tony writes in, Jake, I ordered the Bobby Midnight tee the other day. Was hoping to wear it to tomorrow's training camp, but not sure it will arrive on time. Hope to see you there. I'll tell you what, I ordered merch before any of you folks, and I don't even have everything yet. So it's so random who has what and who doesn't. I'm convinced some of our listeners in Australia or Israel are going to get their stuff before I get my sweatshirt and hat and T-shirt I ordered last week. So I don't know. I hope you get it, though, Tony. I look forward to meeting you tomorrow. If you're going to training camp, bring the energy, baby. I'll see you there. In fact, I'll probably do a giveaway on my Twitter account later. I got some extra tickets for camp tomorrow for those who need it. Carly writes in, V-Man is exactly who I want to be stuck on the side of a highway with. I was thinking the same thing. More of your calls right now. Ladies and gentlemen, Phenom is on the line. Hello, Phenom.
Hey, good morning, almost afternoon, Jake. So definitely I attended a training camp yesterday.
Did you?
Absolutely.
Oh, we need some Phenom observations then. Let's go.
Absolutely. So the first thing I observed was this offense was moving very smoothly, unlike that of a Zach Wilson-led offense. Also, I noticed that we had big sets. A lot of use of the tight ends. The tight ends caught the ball yesterday. Kuntz caught a ball.
Yep.
Conklin caught some passes. And, of course, you notice you showed the play already. But the first play of practice, well, the play action pass to Garrett Wilson was a thing of beauty. Your recording can't do that play justice because he put it right in the spot. So that was wonderful. And we had Alan Lazard's sightings yesterday. Unbelievable. So this team is going to be very diverse. It's going to be able to hit you with a lot of different stuff. It's show that clip again, Jake. That's right. What a beautiful play. It really doesn't do it justice because you guys have been to games before. The crowd reaction was beautiful, but the play action was just as beautiful because you had to respect the run with Brees. So it was a thing of beauty. It was really a thing of beauty. But this offense is going to be. We talked about it all off season, but this offense has a chance to be special, and it's going to be diverse because we're going to be hitting you with a whole bunch of punches that you don't know where the punch is coming from. You're going to take Brees, you're going to take Garrett, you're going to take Conklin. What's coming next? So if we can keep number 8 upright, it's going to be a special season. And then the defense. Jermaine Johnson looks different this year to me. He's more bulked up. He's going to have multiple roles. He's going to do the Michael Parsons role. He's going to be everywhere. The defense is going to be fire as well. So it was a lot of excitement at camp yesterday, as you can plainly see from the video. But it was a really hype crowd yesterday. Really
Will you recognize Phenom? I heard people were coming up to you being like, that's Phenom from the Jake Asman show.
No. If I would have been walking around with you, hey, Phenom, hey, Jake. I was hoping that was going to happen. We'll see each other on the 17th. Looking forward to that at T Squared. So, if you don't have your tickets, maybe Jake can hook you up.
I love it. I love it. Phenom, you're the man. I'm glad you had a good time.
Oh, wait. But that wasn't the end.
Oh, so keep going.
I became fanboy. So we're getting ready to leave training camp. We're walking, and then we see Garrett Wilson signing. So we kind of stop. He stopped signing. Then Sauce Gardner is signing, and we get within arm's distance. I brought my favorite book, You Play to Win the Game by Herm Edwards, and I got him to sign it. Or actually, Miss Phenom got him to sign it.
Oh, really?
I got a picture with him. So, perfect day at Jet Camp. So, if you've never been to Jet Camp, do yourselves a favor, guys. I know tickets are hard to get, but if you can get those tickets to go, it's a special experience. If you have children who've never been, it gives you a different appreciation for the game. So there's my plug for Jet Camp. All right.
Phenom, you're the man. I'm glad you had a great time. Thanks for calling.
All right, Jake, take care.
Ladies and gentlemen, the great Phenom checking in. Tremendous. I'll be there tomorrow. There's no assigned seating. It's like general admission. So I'm going to try and get a good spot, but we'll see. If you're going, look for me. Say hello. Omar says, I love Phenom's voice. There's nobody better. Funk Flex, JB Smoot, you pick your choice. Kyle says, I think today is the day for my trucker hat and youth tee. Kyle's gotten everything. All I have gotten from my own merch store is my mug and koozie so far. Edward says, Reddick for Brandon Ayuk. How do you spell the guy's friggin' name? I don't think the Niners would do that. Nor do I think the Jets would do that. They need Haason Reddick. Here for the memes, writes in. Hope I can run into you tomorrow. Man, if I meet G5. Hope I can meet you, memes. I'll tell you what. I've been lucky enough to have been around some pretty high-profile athletes in my career, but Garrett Wilson was as cool of a dude as any I've ever interacted with. And I spent a considerable amount of time with him in the ESPN suite last year, and he was awesome. So, obviously, he's a great player, but he's a phenomenal just human being. I think if you watch the docuseries the Jets put out last night, the Garrett Wilson feature, you can see that. Now they got to win. Win, win, win. Now, this comment is wild that I just saw here. All right. So I can't even get all my own merch that I ordered days before everyone else. Yet David Aaron, who's in Israel, mind you, says that his local post office already contacted him that the merch is on the way. How does that make any sense? We can send stuff to Israel, but we can't get stuff sent to New York City? What are we doing? I don't get it. Ray Winter checks in. Jake, huge fan. Sauce, Brees, Garrett Wilson, JJ. Who gets the extensions? Who do you see leaving after their rookie deal is up? I can imagine it'd be hard to keep them all. I think Sauce and Garrett are the easiest ones. I think Brees could be. I think they should be able to keep all of them, though, to be honest with you. They could always use the tag on Brees. They can extend him after this year and do it early if he has a big season, which I would consider doing. So you could keep cap flexibility if you do it early. I'm not worried about it, though, to be honest with you, Ray. My focus right now is winning this year. And they have the team to do it. And that's the bottom line. Hit the like button if you're just tuning in. We are seeking channel memberships. One, because JQuest still does not have a channel membership, which is wild. And two, because we need about 30 or so to be safe to get another channel emoji, or as Keith Best would call it, an Edgemo. Speaking of Keith Best, he's up next. What's up, Keith?
Edgemo. Yeah. One of the neighbors in my building is a school teacher, so she was correcting me like last night. Emoji, but listen, it's so funny. Oh, now they're calling me. I got to go upstairs. Always at the wrong time. So anyway, I got to sign off because I can't miss my spot here. But great to be here, and I'm saying it boldly: 15-2 for everybody. 15-2. And everybody come down here on December 8th so we can go to Joe Stone Crab and see the game all together. All right? December 8th. Come down to Miami.
Keith, you're the man. Good luck. Keith Best, check it in. Tremendous. Carmen Rulo with a $4.99 sticker. Carmen, I don't know what a sticker is, but I thank you for supporting the show. All right, folks, let's get a couple practice updates as we continue here. We'll typically do these every day. We'll be live during Jet practice, react in real time. Xavier Gibson just walked onto the field. No helmet, no noticeable limp. We'll see what Salah says later. So probably precautionary, I would say, is the hope. Mike Williams getting some work in. Ooh, baby. Aaron Rodgers let it slip that he's ahead of schedule, by the way. All right, when it comes to injury updates, I trust Rodgers over Salah because Salah gives you coach speak. Aaron's usually pretty honest. Here's Mike Williams getting some work, and he's not practicing yet. He's still on the PUP list, but obviously if he's doing this is a good sign that he should be back soon. If he's on the Brees timeline, I would expect a mid-August return. Yeah. Let's go, Mike. The fact that this man wears a beanie in July is wild, but if he catches 8 touchdowns and has 900 receiving yards, none of us will care. He's looking pretty good to me. I'm not a doctor, but this looks like a guy that's going to be ready for week 1. Let's go. You think Mike Williams has had any breakfast sandwiches since And NYJ Matt sent him the OG one. What do we think? Just wondering. Comments, questions, super chats. We'll cut the line. Carmen says, sorry, Jake, mistake. That's not a mistake. I appreciate the support, man. The super chats are the lifeline of the show. Without them, I wouldn't be able to do this. Frankie says, I got us at 13 wins. Inject that into my veins. Boomtown says, Joe Douglas is paid to worry about the future. We're in good hands. Amen. David says, Garrett Wilson documentary was fantastic. It was. Chris says, do you all realize we have a brand new QB named Aaron Rodgers? This O will ball. Do we? Aaron Rodgers is the Jet quarterback?
It has to be the goal. I mean, the beauty is every single year there's 8 to 12 teams maybe. Probably less, but 8 to 12 teams that could actually do it. And we're one of those 8 to 12.
He's right. Now they got to do it. GustBuster hotline is open if you want to call in. If you've never called before, there's no wait time. You get right to the front of the line. We will take a quick break. We come back with more of your calls, more of your super chats. Maybe someone will make it rain channel memberships. Who knows? It's the Jake Asman Show. Back with more right after this.
We don't need gimmicks like giant checks and mascots to promote this year's football contest because we're giving away even more money than we did last year.
$16 million in guaranteed prizes to be exact. There's 2 ways to win and no rake.
Players in Circa Millions make 5 picks against the spread each week with quarterly and full season payouts.
Circa Survivor entries select one team each week with no point spread. Last the longest to win it all. Visit circasports.com for details.
You guys know the deal. You've heard me talk about this contest all month. $16 million in guaranteed prizes. Circasports.com for info on how to register. This is the best, the 2 best pro football betting contests on the planet. The Circa Million, the Circa Survivor. As Maniacs, we will have an entry in the Circa Survivor. I'm putting up the $1,000 entry fee, and you guys will help me pick every week who we're selecting. Circasports.com. I'll be out at Circa at the end of August, and you can join me if you want to hang out. For any of our listeners who are in Vegas, live out there, can't wait. Circasports.com. Shout out to Circa for being the best sponsor imaginable on this show. Ladies and gentlemen, some updates from training camp. This is a big-time update. Elijah Vera Tucker has returned the team drills. AVT officially back. Breece Hall just busted off a big run in teams on a great down block from Olu Fashanu. Completely wiped Jermaine Johnson off on that play, according to Nick Faria. Very impressive. Let's go. Olu Fashanu with a really nice block on Jermaine Johnson to give Aaron Rodgers time to throw on the first rep of team drills. Rodgers got it to Lazard over the middle. Man, if the Jets could get Morgan Moses back early next week, like Salah said, if we could just get some healthy reps this summer with the 5 guys who are going to be out there week 1, that will be more team reps than the Jets got with their starting 5 at any point in training camp last summer. Remember, we didn't know who the starting 5 was till a week before the season. Training camp is over at that point. It just becomes regular practice. That's the biggest difference with this team besides the obvious of, well, Rodgers is back. The O-line's intact and should get reps together. The big fella with a super chat. Did you see the finale of The Boys yet? I did. I thought it was solid. I thought more was going to happen, to be honest, though. That was my breakdown on The Boys. I won't spoil it for those who haven't seen it yet. Ladies and gentlemen, That's No Ghost says, just open up my white-on-white Asmaniac trucker hat. It is fire.
Free stuff.
Well, maybe not free. I'm sure you paid for it, but thank you. Love it. Love this from our guy Sham. Let's go. David says, how does a survivor work? You pick one team. If that team loses, you're out. Last person standing wins. And you can only use that one team once, meaning like you can't pick the Chiefs every week. I saw an interesting comment here from Tom Ace that needs to be addressed immediately. Where is this? There's something about our pal Charles Eugene Gorman, but I can't find it now. Tom says, I feel like Charles Gorman every time I try on my Asmaniac tank top. Tom, I better see you rocking that tank top at camp this summer. I better. That's Charles Eugene M. Gorman. One of the greats. Jquest says, tell your viewers parking's confusing for camp. Nate and Tom know. I'm going tomorrow. What do I need to know, Jquest? Let's pass it along to the people. Jake, any news on Adams? Carmen, there's no news other than the Raiders say they're not trading him, which I believe is subject to change based on how they start the season. Pittsburgh Mike wants to know, what do I make of Jordan Travis's injury timeline? I think they thought he'd be ready. It sounds like, based on what Silas said. But he's not, so they signed Ben Bryant. I think he will be the third quarterback until he's not. Right? Until Travis is ready. Tom A says, turn right on Florham Road off Park Ave instead of going to the address on the Jets website. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, our director of merch store operations is going to Pilates. Buy all. Goodbye.
Hi, Carly. First time I talked to you, you're a nice lady. Where are you from, New York?
Ladies and gentlemen, Kellen Rapp writes in, Jake, do you miss Zach? Zach who? Zach Kuntz? He's still on the team. I don't really have a strong feeling on him, good or bad right now. Oh, you mean Zach Wilson?
He stinks.
Yep.
1, 2, 3.
You're fired. Suck it, truthers.
Nah, I'm just fine. I'm good. Someone was like, I miss a rock in my shoe. Prestige Shogun writes in, Jake, whether it ends up being good or not, do you currently vision Jordan Travis taking snaps one day for the Jets in a regular season game? Personally, no, I don't. Would it be a great story if he's the heir apparent and is somehow good? For sure. But he was a 5th-round pick. The odds are overwhelmingly stacked against him. Some shout-outs I want to give. If you plan on buying merch and you're not a Patreon member, you're basically throwing away free money. Because if you plan on buying merch, you'll get a discount that is greater than $5 you could use in the merch store. And because of that discount, you're getting Patreon for free. Ray Winter just signed up for the Patreon. Earlier today, Bilal Hader signed up for the Patreon. Yesterday, Elton Babcock signed up for the Patreon. AM Page 62 signed up for the Patreon. Guy signed up for the entire year, saving 15% on the Patreon. And finally, Slayer signed up for the Patreon. It's so easy to sign up. You can do it in under 2 minutes. It's patreon.com/Jake Asman Show. Today's the last day you could join if you want your name included in the new intros that are coming, the countdown ticker. All right. You get Discord access. I have posted this week alone 2 bonus shows that are not on YouTube. We're loading up content on Patreon for the football season. And your $5 a month might not sound like a lot, but it is immensely helpful for me in what I do. So I appreciate everyone on there. Patreon.com/Jake Asman Show. Chris says, I cannot wait for Rodgers to Mike Williams. Me too, Chris. Ray says, just join the Patreon. Sorry for jumping the gun on extension talk. You don't have to apologize for that. I just want you to enjoy the moment. Ray, thanks for signing up for the Patreon. Ladies and gentlemen, the first person to get the membership is Devin, who drops a 1 spot. Let's go, Devin. Who got your membership? Hector Cabrera is now a channel member. Congratulations, Hector. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Carmen says, do you think Zach was ruined by Nathaniel Hackett? I cannot wait. I think Zach is just not a good quarterback, and I don't think Kyle Shanahan can make him a great quarterback. So, no, I don't think. Was Zach helped by Hackett? No. Was he ruined by Hackett? I mean, Zach was objectively bad the 2 years before Hackett was even with the Jets. So, no. Mike writes in, question for the crew. Driving from Pittsburgh for the home opener. Takes about 6 hours to get to MetLife. What time should I shoot to get there to start tailgating? Well, that game's like obviously a Thursday nighter. What time's the parking lot open? Because you're going to want to beat traffic, too. I would get there early, man. I'd leave at like 8 in the morning. And then hang out before the gates open. See you at L5. Ladies and gentlemen, more of your calls right now on the GustBuster Umbrella Hotline. And joining us now is someone who we love, we respect, and we fear. The master of the pullout game, Johnny Boy. Hello, Johnny.
Pullout game, horrible. What up, Jake? How you holding up, man?
We're living the dream.
I hear that, man. Dude, I'm hyped, man. I got the my message and my hat's coming in. So can't wait to be rocking that.
I'm sure you're going to get it before I get mine, so enjoy.
Dude, I've been waiting. I'm on the same boat, man. So
everyone's asking me, like, how come you're not wearing your own merch? I'm like, I'd love to, but all I have is the coffee mug right now and a sticker. That's not good enough.
Dude, I wanted to ask you a quick question, right? Because with everything coming on within the reports of, like, us finally, like, if somebody goes ahead and gets a penalty during the camp, they're pulling them out. What's your take on that? Like, finally, they're keeping people accountable from them making mistakes. And with that being said, what's that going to translate into the actual season itself?
In theory, less penalties. Like, that's what it's supposed to do. Like, that's the whole point, right? It's just reminding people these are serious and stop being a dumbass and committing penalties, basically.
Hell yeah. And, yeah, I mean, dude, just first and foremost, your reporting yesterday with Andrew, dude, top notch, bro. Like, just seeing that stuff, man. I'm trying not to get myself hyped up for the season like that, but bro, seeing that pass and that bomb, how can you not?
Oh, and baby,
just having A-Rod back there, bro. What a difference, man. What a difference. So, dude, I look forward to it, man. More than likely, it'll be more baby making now because of this damn season. So. We'll see, trying to go for twins, I guess. And, yeah, man. Hey, I appreciate you, bro. Keep doing your thing, man. My little man, Gio's sick, so I got to take him to the doctors. He might have strep, man, which sucks.
Uh-oh.
So, got to now have him quarantined from baby Addison. So, dad life, you already know. So.
Well, Johnny, on behalf of everyone and our quarterback.
Hey, congrats on the sex.
Can't wait.
Johnny, thank you for the time. Ladies and gentlemen, hit the like button. It's easy. It's free. And also, please, for the love of God, you see the subscribe button on the right-hand side of your screen. If you're watching the show, please subscribe. It is free, and I'm trying to get to 40K. But I can't do that without the support of the community. And for you all to spread the word, daily Jet Talk on the channel. Johnny brought up the Fialco breakdown yesterday. Andrew was at practice. He joined us. So we gave you that yesterday. Robbie was at the first practice. Robbie Sabo from JetX. He joined us. As often as I can, when I could get someone on who was at the practice that day, we're going to do that. I'm going to do a show on Saturday, a.k.a. tomorrow, when I get back from practice, is my intention. So I'll be live in the afternoon at some point tomorrow. So I'm going to go to practice with my dad in the morning. Prestige says, Jake, who are some potential quarterback draft prospects you think the Jets could look at? I'm thinking Alar, Milroe, even Leonard. I have no idea, man. No clue. Haven't looked. I'm so all in on this year. I'm not even thinking about that, to be honest with you. Last year it was easy because we knew Caleb and Drake May in whatever order were going to be, the top two quarterbacks taken. And ended up being Jaden Daniels coming out of nowhere, but still May was the third overall pick. Like, we knew the two guys that were the consensus top dudes. We don't really have that this year. Fat American 69 chimes in. You're not fat. You're just mildly plump. Giant fan here. Jets 12-5, Giants 2-15. They won't be 2-15. They won't. Ron P says, dude said his pullout game is horrible. Well, at least he's being honest. John says, who cares about next year? Yeah, I mean, come on. Next year, who cares? Ladies and gentlemen, Bobby Midnight. He's on the phone. We'll come back to you, Bob. I didn't realize you were busy.
Okay. Jake, hold on for a minute. I'm on the doctor phone. Okay, hold on.
We'll come back to you. I saw you. I thought you were talking to Mr. Bonesy. Ladies and gentlemen, Bobby Midnight. Hard at work. Devin checks in. Jake, my wife subscribed yesterday, getting to 5%. Let's go. That's what I like to hear, Devin. Spread the word to your wives, girlfriends, daughters, your nannies. Shout out to Gary. We are trying to get to 5% in the female demographic. Kyle says Giants win at least 5, coach and pass rush. Completely agree. They won 6 last year. They have a better O-line. They have a better defense with the Burns addition. Dable is too good of a coach for this team to go 2-15. Are they great? No. Are they going to be better than 2-15? Yes. Big fella, are we close to the next emoji? We were 27 away. We're 26 away, big fella. Now, I think it's 26. The memberships that we have gifted over the last month expire, and then it changes the number. If we get 26, I think we get an emoji, though. That's my hope. We've only got one this show, though, so I'm not overly confident. Clancy says, Jake, my mom is subscribed too now for Nick and Bobby's channels too. Well, Clancy, we thank your mom for her support. We'll take all the women we can get. Right? We'll take everyone in the female demographic that can help support the show. Even the cross-dressers, like Alan. Or even Gary's wife.
We go, because Gary, you need to stop yelling at all your friends about Joe Douglas and all of the Jet stuff. I mean, I am going to leave you for Bobby. Wiggle, beagle, beetle, beetle, beetle. Just let your cornrows down and just stop it already with all of the fighting. It's not worth it. I love Bobby. Wiggle, deagle, 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 deagle.
We'll take them all. Part of our 4% female demographic. We got some exciting training camp updates I'll read for you momentarily. But first, a couple super chats. This one from Johnny Boy. Jake, you know you're my dude, but let's go Mets. Soto a Met next year. I doubt that happens, but I'm happy for you, the Met fan that's feeling alive right now. I mean, the way they were last night, it's like, wow. Devin with a super chat, not a super chat. Devin with a channel membership being gifted. Ladies and gentlemen, the recipient of this chat, of this membership is Dave Balladenza. Dave, you've done it. Congratulations. You're an Asmaniac. All right, some practice updates here. Ladies and gentlemen, Aaron Rodgers kicks off 7-versus-7 work with a short completion to Garrett Wilson. Nick Faria says Jamie and Sherwood sniffed the dump off to Isaiah Davis and quickly got there to knock the ball loose. Alan Lazard just beat Sauce Gardner over the middle in 7-on-7s. The summer of Allen. Malik Taylor with an awesome deep catch in 7-on-7 from Tyrod went up and over Quantez Stiggers. A play after making an excellent pass breakup, Quantez Stiggers gets burned deep on an acrobatic catch by Malik Taylor. Nick Faria says we just got our first glimpse of Malachi Corley's shiftiness. Completely dusted a defender and had at least 5 yards of separation. Taylor airmails the pass, though. Some of the backup wide receivers, namely Taylor and Brownlee, are flashing in practice. Taylor with a nice catch on deep ball from Tyrod Taylor. Brownlee shares a bullet from Taylor on a slant. So Brownlee getting a chance to play with Gibson hurt. Interesting. I like what I'm hearing. I like what I'm hearing. Let's see. All right, that's it for updates on the Jets. How about a Bobby Midnight medical update, Bobby?
Yes. Remember I told you it might be 2 weeks. 2 weeks, both of them. It's going to be on Monday. I go see my foot doctor.
Nice.
Because somebody canceled. So that lady, Emily, was calling me and telling me I get it Monday at 11 o'clock. So there might not be a show on Monday. So sorry, guys.
That's okay.
Yeah, no, I know. I was happy. I was shocked. So
That's
why do you call me back again? I couldn't hear you when
I just wanted a health update.
All right, doing good. Yeah, I'm happy. I'm going Monday, so that's good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll be set on Monday. He's a nice guy. He's a young doctor. You know how old I am. He's like
you're an old fart.
I am an old fart.
Yeah.
Okay, you can play the fart song, farts stuff if you want.
I don't need your permission.
I know I'm a fart. Okay.
I'll play whatever I want to play.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh my God, you crazy. Yeah. So that would be good.
All right. Well, I'm glad we got the doctor appointment scheduled.
Yeah, Monday at 11. Okay, I'll see you later.
All right. Farewell. Thanks for the time.
Bill, you know I have my own YouTube show. If I'm awake, I'm going live. Ballistic has a show. Bobby.
Excellent news. Let's see. Jet it out. That Ricky NY best of Jake Asman had me in tears. The best of the Jake Asman show this week is an all-timer. The Ricky scene is very funny, I will say. If you haven't watched it yet, one, become a channel member so you can. It comes with your membership because it's hilarious. The Lane Train's return. Unreal. Ladies and gentlemen, I think I missed a super chat, but I'm trying to find where I missed it from. Jersey Jet says, can you read my question from my membership super chat? I don't see it, to be honest with you, Jersey Jet. I'm looking for it right now. The only super chat I have from you, I read earlier. Oh, here it is. My bad. I'm sorry I somehow missed this. I heard Lazard celebrated an opponent's touchdown, was taking it out of context or true. Also, what game was it? I need to see the footage. It was the Bills game in Buffalo last year. He didn't like celebrate it, but like I got to go back and rewatch it. I was just disgusted with that game in general. It wasn't even Lazard. It was like Zach Wilson was an abomination that day. They finally benched him. Thank you for the super chat, though. Wow, the big fella says if we get 10 memberships, I will drop 20. All right. I'll pledge 5 right now. I'm trying to get us an emoji here, people. I'm going to pledge 5, and then someone else pledges 5. And then if the big fella drops the 10 spot, we should, in theory, be there. Let's do that. All right, I got to get this to load. It's a good idea, big fella. You're an ideasman. I respect it. Speaking of good ideas, 6:30 till 10 p.m. tonight, ESPN New York. See you there. ESPN New York app if you're not in the New York area or you can't listen on radio. Carmen says Jets just signed Ben Bryant. Now, they did that yesterday because Jordan Travis is not healthy yet. I don't know anything about Ben Bryant, so I'm not going to pretend like I do. Devin says, Bobby, you got to take care of yourself. Seriously. Stop farting, Bobby. But I'm glad Bobby's doing a lot better. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's drop a 5 spot for the people. Maybe J-Quest will finally get a membership right here. Maybe. Or maybe he won't. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now officially raining channel memberships because just as I was buying 5 memberships, Jersey Jet dropped 5 channel memberships. So 10 memberships are flying off the shelves, people. This is the only show on the day, too, because of my radio responsibilities. So let's enjoy. 5 from Jersey Jet, 5 from myself, 10 from Rat Diddy. Wow, no one had Rat Diddy dropping a 10 spot for the people on the bingo cards. Here's what I'm going to do because it's just a tremendous amount of memberships flowing. Wow. Holy hell. Big fella, a man of his word. He just dropped 20. Folks, I got to get the umbrella. It's raining. Holy hell. Stand by. Stand by, everyone. Hold on. Hold on. Oh my God. All right, let's go one by one. But first, the GustBuster. It needs to come on. Here we go. All right. One by one, we'll take care of this together. Here we go. If you hear your name called, you are officially an Asmaniac, courtesy of either the big fella, Jersey Jets, or everyone else. Rat Diddy, myself. Here we go. 5 from Jersey Jets. Mercy Fate, Sean McNeil, Jose Oliveros, Kikuchi, Jets. How about 5 from yours truly, Jake Asman, Kevin Tattoos, Kilkies, Jack A, Jet Life 521, Tyrone Garcia. You all are channel members from me. Here we go. 10 from Rat Diddy. Are you kidding me? Florida Jet fan. Eric Stone, Ed Vargas, Sco, Sean Freeze, Ocho Nueve, Enoch Forte, Kelvin Joseph, Darnell Towns, Famous J, KDG Adventures. Here we go. We have 20 from the big fella. There's no way Jay Quest has memberships turned on if he hasn't got one. Doesn't make any sense. Mr. McMoney, Gangrene 365, AZ Jets, Ralph Q, Anthony Cook, Tony Stark, Jeff Life, Les Komar, Hang Mateo. Yuck. Low Temp Fade TV. Just endure the suffering. Florida Man of Culture. Chris Peterson. Tony S. Sal Pizzuto. Sonny Miller. Just endure the suffering. I read that one already, but it's all blending together. I mean, this is just a torrential downpour of channel memberships, baby. Let's go. There we go. Congratulations to all our members. And as we say at GustBuster, you press the button and magic happens. That was for dramatic effect. Thank you. GustBuster.com. Use my promo code Jake. Get your discount. Best umbrella in the universe. Ha-ha! That easy. This is the best if you're a New York City commuter because it's travel size. Call this, it used to be called the Metro. I don't know what it's called now. But get the best umbrella in golf. The umbrella that Justin Rose was using at the Open last week. Tiger Woods uses it. DeChambeau, Koepka. Name a good golfer. They use GustBuster. Jeremy says, got a long drive upstate tonight. I'll be locked in the 98.7. Love it. Thanks, Jeremy. Call in. If I see any Asmaniac on the line, I'm putting you to the front of the line on the show later. Ladies and gentlemen, Tim from Fishland is up next. He knows about rain in Florida. What's up, Tim?
I wish it was freaking raining out right now. My God. It gets hotter and hotter every year. But yeah,
I'm sure.
Long night. I had a late night last night and went and saw the Deadpool premiere.
Very nice. How was it? Without spoilers.
It was freaking hilarious. It's definitely worth the ticket. It was definitely worth it.
That's great.
They had some nice little nuggets in there that anybody from the 2000s with the Marvel movies and the 20th Century Fox will have a good laugh at.
That's cool.
But
I'm excited to watch it.
Other than that, not really much to talk about. I'm just wondering when is the next practice for fans? Tomorrow?
Next practice is tomorrow. I will be there.
They're off today?
They're practicing right now, but not every practice is open for fans. Today's only media.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what I figured. All righty. Well, I'm going to get back to sweat my ass off down here.
Tim, God bless. Ladies and gentlemen, Tim from Fishland. Hey, big shout out to a Asmaniac watching the show. William just purchased a Jake Asman Show pint glass from the store. Thank you, William. William wasn't done, though, folks. He also purchased a Jake Asman Show coffee mug. He went with the 20-ounce mug, which is huge. So shout out to you, William. Clancy says, Jake, please, for the love of God, buy Jake Quest a membership with this LMAO. Clancy, here's the thing. I can't pick who gets the memberships. I think it's so flawed. I think if you own the channel, like I own my channel, I should be able to pick who gets my assigned memberships. I understand why people who gift it, you can't maybe do it because it's based on the algorithm or whatever. But I should be able to say, hey, I want so-and-so to get a channel membership. Doesn't make any sense. But I appreciate the super chat. Huge Johnson says we need a raining gifting emoji. Well, after the show, I'm going to hopefully add the Asmaniac emoji. Crazy. I'm going to take your super chat, and I'm going to gift another membership right now. And let's see if we can get it. All right, here we go. One membership. It is going to hopefully someone named J-Quest. It went to Jared B. Sorry, J-Quest. Sorry. Tough. J-Quest says, I watch every show like everyone. It's just funny. This doesn't make any sense. We solved the mystery of Jay Quest's membership stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, this guy is known to be a detective in his spare time. He might have the answer. We bring on Chiefs fan. Chiefs fan, your thoughts on it all?
YouTube needs to pull a Twitch because on Twitch you can choose whatever member you want to give to.
Mhm.
You can give the streamer meme names like I like cheese or sniff my finger or
Do
finger
you
bum.
sniff your finger?
No, but like on Twitch, you can do meme names. You can make meme accounts and like say Jake Asman burps. Jake Asman burps.
Mm-hmm.
That's what basically on Twitch. YouTube needs to implement that because they'll probably make more money that way.
Right.
Because streamers know if their mods can't pay. Could you imagine having 20 moderators on a stream, and the
I
streamer
can't.
pays for all 20 moderations?
Mhm.
YouTube takes some pocket. You got some pocket money.
This is crazy. Also, can I update people? According to YouTube, we're 6 away from a new emoji right now.
Oh, 6.
So I guess some memberships expired during the show. I just checked. We need 6. Someone drop a 5 spot. I'll drop a 1 spot. We'll get it done in a second.
I did longer shifts, so I got the weekend off work. I did back-to-back 12-hour shifts.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, hey, if I do these back-to-back 12-hour shifts, can I have Friday and Saturday off and work 9 hours on Sunday?
So what are you going to do this weekend that you're off?
Tonight's the big Magic the Gathering pre-release. I'm gonna
What is it?
drop Magic the Gathering. I'm gonna go drop $100 on the Magic the Gathering pre-release and dinner.
Oh.
And then Saturday I'm gonna go drop $30 to watch the Deadpool movie. I'm gonna go in our movie theater. We have the nice section and then the real nice section. So it's like separated. So like it's like a football stadium. You either pay the $15 for the nice section or the $20 for the real nice section. So the chairs are more comfortable. I'm going to pay the $20 and I'm going to pay the $10 for the popcorn, and I'm just going to get water because water's better than soda. Because I need, in my opinion.
Well, it's healthier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm watching the Deadpool movie on Saturday. And
How's
the best
your health,
part
Chiefs
is,
fan? I want to make sure you're doing well.
Oh, my health's good. I drink like 2.5 gallons of water a day.
That's good. You take your medicine, unlike Bobby Midnight?
I take my meds. I was told by my doctor until football season starts, so the last 3 months, I was told to eat ground turkey and chicken and regular turkey as meats because once you do your blood test and you come in during the February season when the Super Bowl's going on, my cholesterol is through the roof.
Really?
Because of all the stuff I was eating for playoff football. Pizza this, greasy this, greasy that. So they got me back on the fish oil pills twice a day.
Very nice. Fish oil pills?
Yeah. That's the easiest way to get good cholesterol.
That makes sense to me.
Yeah. And all you have to do is spend $50 and you got like 1,000 pills. Because I have a family member who has a Costco membership. And 300 gels were on sale. And then they were like, if you buy 3 out of 300 gels, they were giving you 100 gel bottle for free. So they were already on sale for $10 each. And then if you bought 3, you got at the checkout they would give you 100 gel bottle. So I got fish oil pills for the next 500 days.
Are you concerned that you might have the ability to become a fish if you have too many fish oil pills?
Nah, that's not gonna happen.
No.
I'm just happy that football season is a week away, even though it's preseason. But at least you get more stuff to talk about the Jets, Jake.
Mm-hmm.
All I know is that Thursday night, they don't like the fact that I already had that night off work planned. So what I'm going to tell them is after the game, I'll come in and work.
You're going to work after the Chiefs opener?
No, not that. I'm talking about the August 1st game.
Oh, okay.
The Hall of Fame game. They know they know that Thursday and Friday I'm off. My boss knows how much I drink.
You took off for the Hall of Fame game? Who cares?
Yeah. Well,
the preseason game. I went to the Hall of Fame game last year.
I treat the Hall of Fame game like it's the memorial of all football players because that's where the inductees go in, and you got to respect the greats.
So you took off work for the Hall of Fame game. I love it.
Yeah.
You're a real football guy, Cheats fan.
Yeah. I wanted to go to the Hall of Fame game last year, but I'm like, I was working at Denny's, and they're like, no. But this year, they were like, this year, you could have it off. Since we didn't let you have it last year off.
All right. Well, I respect your passion for the Hall of Fame game.
Well, that's what got me into football when I was knee high, watching the Hall of Fame game.
You were knee high at what age?
5. I was tall for my. At age 5, I was basically. Hold on. At age 5, I was up to here.
Really?
Because I was tall at age 5, and then they put me on some steroid medicines that made me go all the way up to here. And then I broke my leg at age 9, so they put me on the medicine, and it stunted my growth ever since.
I see.
I broke my leg at age 9 because we were roughhousing, and we were roughhousing on the roof of the school, and no one was watching us.
Roughhousing?
My friend's like, hey, you want to get thrown off? I'm like, yeah, I can hit that trampoline. Don't hit the trampoline. Hits the ground. And I'm just sitting there with my bone out of my leg like, yeah, I regret this shit. We did wild stuff in Chicago as kids.
Sounds like you did.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Cheats fan, I feel like we covered a lot today. Thank you.
Yeah.
Anything you'd like to add, or are we good?
Oh, one last thing.
Yep.
Drink your water, folks. It's a hot one.
What piece of advice medically would you give to Bobby Midnight, by the way?
Bobby, if you're a big ground beef eater, go with ground turkey. I know it's not the same, but it's going to save your cholesterol levels. And ground turkey really slaps with jalapenos on top. A jalapeno ground turkey burger or jalapeno sliders. And one last thing, Bobby. If you don't like eating certain meats, seasoning works well. Because my cholesterol was like so high, I was an 80-year-old man cholesterol back in February. Now it's back down to like a 45-year-old. But my cholesterol has always been bad since we grew up poor. So I was always eating greasy shit.
Well, Cheats fan, thank you for the time today. We learned a lot.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, Cheats fan. Ladies and gentlemen, while that was happening, memberships were exploding off the shelves at the YouTube Enterprise. Folks, I gifted a channel membership. So did Stack. And the big fella, he dropped a 5 spot. We should have enough for the Asmaniac membership to be added.
Free stuff.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you hear your name called at some point, either me, Stack, or most likely the big fella gave you a membership. So here we go. Donald Wallace, Quick Dolo, Oscar the Grouch, Jack Mills, Dorcas Bella, Joe Mike, and we got the sauce. Jay Quest still can't get a membership. Amazing. Here's what we're going to do, suggested by a listener. Jersey Jet said, Jake, you should give a merch hat to whoever is the gifter of the Jay Quest membership. Free hat of your choice. If you're the person whose membership gift went to J-Quest. I like that idea. David D writes in, the next emoji should be Gary's nanny. Folks.
Calm your freaky down.
Come on now. Let's see. Ladies and gentlemen, Jersey Jet is trying to be the J-Quest giver. Ladies and gentlemen, I have no idea who got Jersey Jet's membership. It's not saying. I need to know who got it. It went to Terrell's a Jet fan. There it is. That's great. Cincy Matt says, just tuning in, current AI summary. Someone give me the AI summary that Cincy Matt just saw. I need it. Lowski says, calm your freaky down. He's right. Let me check for some practice updates before I wrap. Sauce Gardner with blanket coverage on Garrett Wilson with Rodgers back in. And Waters wet. Rodgers with a quick throw to Tyler Conklin for easy short touchdown by Conklin stock. Rodgers to Conklin, another red zone touchdown. I mean, come on now. Feeling good. Feeling good. Feeling good. All right, we're going to wrap up here shortly. What questions do you Jet fans have for Thomas Jones? I'm about to go interview him to air on my radio show tonight on ESPN New York. Going to definitely ask him about Brees. But what questions from former Jet Pro Bowl RB Thomas Jones would you be interested in him discussing? Help me out. Give me some sage advice. We need it. Mother effing Chew has gifted a channel membership, and it did not go to JQuest, but it did go to a great Jet fan. It went to Greg. Love it. Terrell's a Jet fan. Thank you, Jersey Jet. Jets to the grave. Amazing. Cincy Matt says, Jake, I emailed you the AI summary. All right, here we go. Viewers are talking about Chiefs fan and his questionable lifestyle choices, ranging from his health habits to his possible criminal record. They're making jokes about his height, clothing choices, and tendency to roughhouse with others. If you're just tuning in and you see that, my God. NY Jets Florida, please for JQuest. Your free super chat is not a membership gift, so that will not help him, but I appreciate the sentiment. Thank you, NY Jets. All right. We've had our fun. That's going to do it for me. Radio tonight. If you don't hear from me, it's because I'm focused on the radio show. And if you do hear from me in the afternoon, I'll try to do maybe a quick practice recap show. 98.7 tonight, ESPN New York app, 6:30 to 10. I'll talk to you guys then. Ladies and gentlemen, shout out to all the Asmaniacs. I'm going to work on getting the Asmaniac emoji uploaded. JETS, 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 Jets. The vibes are high. So we say good night to all by playing this.
High formation, part of the I back. Rodgers under center, drops back. Lobs one, front left pylon. It is caught. Garrett Wilson. It's a Jet touchdown. Aaron Rodgers slips a magical throw to Garrett Wilson, and the Jets are on the board.
RELAX. Relax.